Why are Canadian veterans being offered medical assistance in dying by Veterans Affairs Canada? Our veterans use VAC to secure medical services and reimbursements for service-related injuries, not to be offered to kill themselves. Why is the government trying to kill our wounded warriors? Let's start with the case of Corporal Christine Gauthier, a Veterans Affairs Canada case manager, offered her maid when she asked if she could install a wheelchair ramp in her home.
And the person at VAC mentioned at that point, well, you know that we can assist you with assisted dying now if you'd like. And I was just shocked because it was like, are you serious? Like, that easy? You're gonna be helping me to die, but you won't help me to live?
Where have we seen this before? The Nazi-operated psychiatric facility from 1941-1945 euthanized over 15,000 people, with a portion of those being German soldiers who were psychologically uncurable. Or in today's terms, PTSD. Mark Meinke is a Canadian Armed Forces veteran who served in the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry and hosts a popular podcast, Operation Tango Romeo, the Trauma Recovery Podcast. In his testimony, he shares how a caseworker suggested that medically assisted dying was a better option than blow your brains out against the wall. Let's listen to his testimony.
My name is Mark Meinke. I'm an Army veteran who served with the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry. In 1994, I served as a UN peacekeeper during the genocide in Croatia. As a result of my service and numerous incidents that happened during my tour, I was injured with PTSD, but of course in 1994 nobody had a clue what the heck that was. So I went undiagnosed for 23 years. I run into veterans that are Vietnam and Korea veterans that are just now reaching out for help. People in their 70s and 80s that are just now reaching out for help. So when you make that first phone call, pardon me, a fellow veteran who runs peer support put his hand on my shoulder and said, let's talk. You just come off to peer support. I'm like, no, that's not for me, man. Peer support, what am I gonna do? Hold hands and sing Kumbaya? That's not me. But he convinced me, and I went, and it grew. Then I became a peer support facilitator a year later. From that, it evolved into a podcast because I wanted to scale what I was doing to help more people. And now it's the largest in the world of its kind, where people find help through my podcast and get access to resources through my podcast. The veteran, as a result of that this is all about, came to me directly and gave me 2 recordings that were said on Wednesday to not exist. And they are in my possession, and they're on my phone. That caseworker did not inform him of services. That VAC caseworker not only offered MAID, it was unprompted, and it was pushed after 2 no's. You'd think 2 no's would do it. It did not.
Our veterans seek help, and the assistance offered turns out to be a proposal for assisted death. Why are they doing this? Is it a cost-saving measure? With all this, a broader concern arises. Is the federal government seeking to eliminate veterans, possibly to suppress opposition from patriotic individuals who are pushing back against government overreach?